Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth season of the CSGO City League. We're here on day three. Last week we had three different games take place. Ghent Giants dominated the Hub Leuven 16-7 on Dust 2. DFX played absolutely out of his skin last week. He was playing aggressively, not showing any respect to the Hub Leuven, just pushing at every single angle that he could think of and just catching the T-side off guard every single round. Therefore, taking that map with ease and with no problems whatsoever. In our second match of last week, Swordfish Bialystok took on Hub Valence on Mirage, with Bialystok taking the map 16-13 in a closely fought and hard game. Both Marco and Lee Kim ending the game on 29 kills, showing how dangerous that they can both be. And now for our final match of last week, New Guys Japanica beat United Bialystok 16-14 in another very hard fought close game on Dust 2. Very close to heading to overtime, with the last round only being closed out with one kill, and BLM absolutely showing what he can do on the Jablanica side with 30 kills to 17 deaths. Benalot, welcome here. I'm very excited to be casting alongside you. How do you feel about these games that we've got coming up this week?
We have got some very close games. I'm mostly looking forward to our first game of the night, Mostar Hornets versus United Bialystok. Those are two teams that we've seen come back season after season, and we've seen them perform season after season. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be some great Counter-Strike, and they're probably some of my favorite teams to watch in this event. So seeing them play each other, it's like perfect.
Well, looking at Group A's table right now, this is actually quite an important match for United Bialystok. If they can take this win, they could actually go on through to the semi-finals. Mostar Hornets have won both of their first two games. They're on a round difference of 2, so if United Bialystok can take this match with a convincing round difference, they will actually go top of their group and therefore advance onto the semi-finals.
Yeah, so it's all to play for, really.
Yeah, moving on to our second game of the day, which will be following this one, we do have the Hub Leuven versus Hub Valence. They are in Group B. That is, if the Hub Valence take it, they do have a chance of going through to the semi-finals, depending on the result of our final game of the day, which is Swordfish Bialystok versus Ghent Giants. Of course, both of those teams being very high performers, very hard-hitting teams, and I'm very much looking forward to that match-off, and hopefully we'll shortly be getting into our first game of the day, Mostar Hornets versus United Bialystok, which, to my knowledge, is happening on Train, one of my favourite maps of CSGO. What is your map experience with Train? How much have you played it? How much do you know of it?
So I've played a fair bit of it. It's not one of my favorite maps, but I certainly don't hate it, especially from a spectator point of view. There's a lot of great rotations on it. There's a lot of kind of choke points and setups for ambushes and players to get the drop on it, which means it's going to be really strong for teams that are going on an eco round here, because there's just so many different strategies they can use. So yeah, it should be a good map.
The thing that I love about Train is it can be so one-sided, but at the same time it can't. I remember back in the pro leagues not long ago, my favorite team of all time, who are now MIBR. At the time, they were SK Gaming. They went on like a 17-match win streak on Train without dropping a single round, I think, or something daft like that. It can be so, if you've got this right setup and the right team that can work together and gel together, it is such a map that you can just absolutely shut your enemy team out and not give them anything. And that is one of the things I love about CSGO and I love about Train itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll have to see if one team shuts out the other team here. Although, don't think it's going to be likely. These two teams are excellent. We've got the Mostar Hornets hailing from United Bialystok. I can't remember their name of the bar, actually, I believe, but it's all on the City League website. And they're going up against United Bialystok in the United bar, I think, off the top of my head. I feel like I'm messing this up. Oh, I used to know these. But anyway, they are hailing from Poland. You can find their cams on screen, and of course, you can find out all the information about our wonderful venues on the City League website.
And of course, we do have our sponsor for this for the City League in general. It is HyperX, and we do have a few giveaways that are actually happening with the City League. We've got one giveaway on Twitter, which is at City League GG, and then we've got one on the City League Instagram, which is at City League again, and then another one on the Facebook page, which is again at City League GG. And then one giveaway will also be given happening during the grand final broadcast of LOL and CS:GO. Along with these giveaways, we do also have the actual prizes for the winners of both the CS:GO and the League of Legends leagues. All players will receive a HyperX Alloy FPS RGB keyboard and a Pulsefire Surge mouse for their victory, which whoever gets those, I will be extremely jealous because they are some absolutely gorgeous peripherals, and I would love to get my hands on some of them.
Yeah, they're wonderful, rewards given by our wonderful sponsor. Of course, there is more information about all our sponsors and the City League in general, as you quite said, on the City League website. Suggest everyone goes, checks it out, find out how to enter in the giveaway, and see if you can win yourself some great prizes from a great sponsor.
Yeah, hopefully we should be shortly getting into this, into our first game of the day, Mostar Hornets versus the United Bialystok. To my knowledge, all of the players are just jumping into the server and getting warmed up and hopefully discussing some strategies.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, we should probably also mention, since I forgot to do that our City League broadcast is brought to you by HyperX. You can see on the bottom of your screen, including 32GB DDR4 Fury memory sticks, which are provided by HyperX Memory very generously to help us support through this stream even, not this screen.
Of course, talking about the actual league itself, next week we do move on to the semi-finals. Looking quickly at the standings right now for both Group A and Group B. Oh, it looks like we're actually getting into the ninth round for Mostar Hornets versus United Bialystok. So here we go. We'll get to decide who's on CT and who's on T side right now.
Yeah, we can quickly run through the standings while the knife happens. But
yeah,
yes.
Okay. So currently for Group A, which is the one that Mostar Hornets and United Bialystok are both in, Mostar Hornets are currently top of the group with 2 wins in 2 games played. 19 rounds win to 17 rounds lost. Their first game went to overtime in the first week, to my knowledge. That's why they had 19 rounds won. So that leaves them with a round difference of 2 wins. Closely in second is Nugla's Jablanica, who have 2 wins, 1 loss. Not sure how they're on 3 games played. There might be an error. I'll have to pick that up with the City League admins. It looks like they've now finished the 9th round and are just having... There we go, the game is just about to start. United Bialystok third, 1 win, 1 loss, with a -2 round difference. And then Reload Prague, who I've not seen play, I think they might have dropped out, hence why we're only having 3 total games played. And we are now into the first match of the day. Let's get some hype going in chat and let's see how these 2 teams play off against each other.
Yeah, so let's get into this then. City League, who is ready? Are you ready?
I'm certainly ready. More than ready.
So we're going to get straight into this by watching a rush straight down Ivy by a couple of Ts. They're going to find themselves a pick up onto Hub B. There's actually Tony Montana over on the A site, able to find himself 2, Tomato finding the 3rd, before Cletus shutting them down. Maxilo has come down behind the ladder room and is able to finish off Cletus as he tries to get down that plant. A very quick round from United Bialystok.
Yeah, those USPs, one of the most dangerous guns in the game, in my opinion. Those headshot potential is just absolutely unreal. If you have a player that can use them well, they can shut down an entire T-push in 5 bullets without fail. So that's almost what happened there with, I think, Tony Montana getting 2 kills for himself and then Maxi finishing it off from the pop dog position.
Yeah, it was great shooting, great plays, and the good rotation as well by the CTs. You need good communication to be able to pull off a rotation like that, and it's something we have seen in previous seasons from both of these teams. Actually, their communication is on top.
Yeah, it looks like the T side are now just going to be playing for a little bit of information towards that B upper position, trying to just scope out, see what's going on, see if they can catch a CT off guard. And it looks like this might happen. Senzen going to jump up onto the box, misses the jump, does his footstep, and Maxiu can capitalize on that.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt. It didn't quite work out. Maxi was able to see his head and start rotating her away. He was aware there was someone coming there. And he'll be able to find himself a second on Dekun as Tony Montana finishes off Noxa. And it's all that's left then is Cletus on the side of the T's. And now there's nobody left to the side of the T's. United Bialystok picked it up 2-0.
Yeah, another good round, a good anti-eco round for United Bialystok. They're making full use of the SMGs and that one scout, meaning they do have a lot of money. They're not going to upgrade just yet. They're going to take the bonus round with all the SMGs in that pocket and hopefully generate some more money with the double cash bonus.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for them is they didn't lose anyone last round, which means no one's got to kind of rebuy or anything like that. They can just keep exactly as they had. Plus, obviously, the extension of several utility nades.
Yes, but we do see all of the rifles coming up for Mostar right now. 3 AKs, 1 SG, and also the scout on Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk has always proved himself to be a very capable player, so it'll be interesting to see how he pulls off this scout play. You know, we do see AKs now going up against SMGs, which is where it becomes risky.
That's a lovely shot from Senzen. Just the one tap on the Ivy position, and another one falls. Oh, another 2 fall. Tony Montana and Steam both going down. Maxiu getting a refrag onto Noxa, and Maxiu falling to Senzen. It's a 4v1. Hub B. He's going to try and do what he can on this B site. He hears the plant. He's slowly creeping in. He doesn't spot the player upper. Still manages to do some decent damage towards Cletus, but doesn't get the frag. And Decont comes in to save Hub B's life there.
Yeah, it was a needed round for Mostar, I think is the best way to describe it. I wouldn't call it a terribly clean round, but it was definitely something they needed to win. And, well, they managed to do so. And look at the damage it's done to United Bialystok. Maxu no helmet, Hub B no helmet, Dedeen no utility, neither was Tony Montana either. They're looking very sparse on the CT side.
Yeah, and this is going to be a make-or break round for United Bialystok. Even if they win this round and go and only have one player surviving, it's still going to be very hard on the economy side for United Bialystok right now. We're going to see. It looks like the T's are setting up for an A push. 2 people towards Ivy. It looks like, and 2 people in A main, with one of them heading towards top dog position. And the CTs seem to have a very good read on this. They've got 4 men stacked on the A bomb site right now.
Yeah, Tony Montana was in a great position, but that Molotov by the T's forced both those CTs back, giving them a little bit of breathing room. We can see that push in. Senzen will be the first around the corner. We won't actually see anyone as he starts to push in. Finds the mace though. And Dirk will finish off Tony Montana, protecting his back before Senzen finding Dean in the top of Watchtower. And that is the A site secured. Just
4 players. 4 players going down in the matter of seconds there. That was a very well organised take from Mostar. It was beautiful to see. Barely any damage done onto themselves as well.
Yeah, it was perfect shooting from Senzen as well. Helped him secure all that one out. Ooh!
Did my eyes just see that?
I hope so.
I'm not dreaming, right? Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. Not able to pull it off a second time though, and does fall to Dirk, who goes hunting in the CT area.
Yeah, currently Dirk and Senzen both topping the leaderboard for Mostar Hornets with 4 kills, and Maxiu on the 5 kills after that triple kill in the second round. So, all in all, it's quite balanced for these teams, but it looks like Mostar should quite easily take another couple of rounds against these couple of eco rounds. Maxiu actually buying armor into this round, along with a 5-7, which is interesting. Wondering what he's going to try and do with that. It looks like they're just rushing in. They're just throwing the bodies at them. They just want this round over and done with.
See what sticks. Maybe to find themselves one kill though. Oh, Hubby actually goes to take the silencer off his gun as someone drops on him. Just not the best time to do that, friend. And he does lose his life in the process.
Whilst that was happening, Tomas actually did take down Noxer in that Ivy position and got himself an AK. So he's actually got a Molotov as well, so he can actually play this rather well if he plays it smart, if they decide to go for this, which it looks like they're going to. They've got Tony Montana towards that pop dog position. Here's Senzen. Senzen's on low health as well. But Tomas goes down, and Tony Montana gets Senzen, but Decon comes quickly in with the refrag, and that was relatively easy round for Mostar Hornets. They've still got economy across the board, can afford to drop a couple of weapons, and let's see what United Bialystok would do to try and get back into this game and get their economy going again.
Yeah, and they certainly need to do something. They've lost 3 rounds in a row now, which of course does give them that losing bonus, but it's still not gonna, give them rounds. They need to adapt their strategies to be able to pick up those rounds. Money isn't everything, although it certainly helps.
Yeah, and as we can see, Tomas he could have easily afforded a nice SMG into this round, but he decides to just go with the head armor, defuse kit, and the upgraded pistol. Not sure what that call is from United Bialystok there. Like, if I were in their position, I certainly would have gone for at least an automatic pistol. Although the 5.7 replaces that, so can't go for taking that. Ooh, Dirk getting a nice pick into Maxi on that island position there.
Maxi actually managed to get the drop onto Dirk and fired first, hit first, but he only had an SSG and hit someone in the chest. It's never going to do any serious damage. You see Dirk and he goes down to half HP. Meanwhile, Dirk, of course, having the ever-powerful AWP, just blows Maxi away.
Oh, that's a lovely pop flash onto the demon that sends him to peek that A position. And he actually has that. Oh, Hub B with a nice double kill gets the flick onto Senzen to get the second kill. And Tomas still alive. He has the head armor, he has the fuse, but I think he's just made a start. They know where he is. Oh, ooh, okay. This could be doable.
Yeah, he's managed to pick up an AK as well, which means he will have that one headshot kill advantage. Of course, you got to land the headshot first, and he doesn't even notice Cletus. He sneaks around the train carriage, able to shut down any hope for Bialystok there.
Yeah, that was all in all a quite balanced round. United Bialystok managing to take down 3 of Mostar Hornets there to do a little bit of damage to the economy of Mostar Hornets, but as you can still see, still full economy across the table, full weapons, full rifles, full armor, and Mostar Hornets are just on a roll right now, and it's going to take a lot to stop them from the looks of things.
Yeah, so teams do have pauses available. It is possibly advisable for United Bialystok to take one of those right now. It's a best of one, they don't need to save them for later. They might as well pop it, have a little mental reset, discuss what's going wrong, go into the next round, picking up a round.
Yeah, as you can see, Hubby using that CZ to his advantage, getting the nice pick onto Sanzon, but ultimately getting refragged straight away. And nothing coming of that pick that he got, leaving Tony Montana alone on the A site, probably alone and scared, just wanting to survive.
Yeah, the T's don't seem to want to be hunting him down, but they may do closer on towards that bomb timer. It has only just gone down. Saving himself a deagle and body armor. It's nothing, amazing, but it's certainly better than, dying and losing everything. CTs, of course, do still get their money for surviving the round, unlike the terrorists.
Yes. The one thing that I'm a little confused about how United Bialystok are playing right now, they're forcing into almost every round. not giving themselves, although they've just generated a bit of economy now, that's only due to them having the full loss bonus. They could have easily had a full buy that round if they would have taken full eco rounds the previous 2 rounds, and they could have had more of a chance to get back into the game earlier. Let's see if they can now do anything with the full rifles, and they don't even see, that's the thing, they don't have full utility across they don't have those flashbangs and the smokes that are required to help lock the T side out of sights.
Yeah, they have managed to pop some smokes over on the A site this time, which has helped them out a little bit. But of course, the T's aren't in any rush. They're very happy to sit there, let the CTs use up their very limited utility, as you said. And then they've got their own utility. They can pop, they can push in, they can do their set pieces, and they will have practiced this map. Mostar are dedicated, and they're well practiced, if anything. We see them on other maps, especially with excellent set pieces, which hopefully I assume they will have got some ready for this map.
I was expecting that grenade onto Tadine to do a lot more damage. He almost ate it, so I'm surprised it only did 22 points of damage towards him. But he got
I think it was just around the boxes.
Yeah. The CT smoke coming out from Tadine, blocking out those 3 players on Ivy, forcing the team to rotate. Spraying through the smoke, almost hitting Senzen through the smoke there. Good game awareness to, well, assume somebody would be on the other side of that smoke.
He's pushed into A. Maxu on top of that train car, able to get one before Dirk shuts him down. Tadine losing his battle with Senzen over at Ivy. And it's all going wrong for the CTs now. But as I say, that Tony Montana comes in, he says, hello to my little friend. He'll find himself Dickon and Cletus. And then Tomace actually pick up the final kill onto Senzen, so 3-5, United Bialystok. Yeah,
Tony Montana did a great job at coming in from that A main position. They had no idea of his wraparound that was coming. He got in behind 2 of them, seen them, had a nice trigger finger, and then was seeing them line up perfectly, picked off the 3rd one, and ultimately won United Bialystok that round. And it just shows that the power that the org still has, even with the slight nerf that came not so long ago.
Yeah, we haven't seen it affect pro play too much. It certainly seems to be just as popular with our teams as it has always been in City League. Never been runaway popularity, but it's always been the odd player or 2 who will happily wield it.
If you can use it, it is a very deadly gun. And I am scared whenever I see a CT with it, because you always know that just crazy things are going to happen, and you never know when they're going to happen. That's what I love about this game. It's so unpredictable, and anyone can pop off at any time and just change the game entirely. And I've just noticed that Hub B is actually running a glass cannon AWP.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting they decided to pick up a second AWP on the CT side here.
I'm assuming that was perhaps a miscommunication, because I can't think of any benefit of picking up a glass cannon AWP, especially against a side like Mostar, where they're very practiced, they're coming in together. You're not going to get much chance to get, 2 shots off even with armor.
Tomas does get a nice opening pick on the B upper position, wiping Senzen off the server. Ooh.
Maxu going to the max. Ooh. Find himself 1. Does see Dickon able to find the 2nd. Dropping the bomb as Hubby, with his glass cannon AWP, finds Cletus. So yeah, United Bialystok have now just picked up 2.
And as we said before this match, it is a very close match so far. Although most of our Hornets did get that run of 5 rounds, as soon as United Bialystok got their economy back, they were straight back into it, and they won the previous 2 rounds. And it looks like we are definitely in for a very tight and very closely fought game. Exactly what I love to see from CSGO.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is something these teams always come to excite week in, week out, every season. So it's great to see them playing against each other and putting on such a great show as well.
I love this. I love this angle that Tadine is holding with this Mag 7 right here. It can do so much damage in just in so little time, and Senzen is going to be walking straight into it. Hub B gets the refrag and the second onto Senzen. Some great work holding that Ivy position there from the CT side. Losing one, but ultimately getting the refrag and then getting the second and the third. Only Dickon and Cletus left on the DT side. Now recovered the bomb from A main. Actually, I think that was from bathrooms. And now it looks like
just behind bathrooms.
Yeah, it looks like they're heading towards the pop dog position.
Which means it's going to be Tony Montano who has to try and hold them off. We'll see them. Trick. Two of them there, able to pull it out. His teammates turn around and finish them off for him. Maxu picking up the double kill, the headshot on the AK. 5-5. It's all equal once again.
And this is what I like to see. Last week, Tomas didn't have a very good game on Dust 2, only ending the game with about, I think, three or four kills. And this week, he's obviously stepped up his game. He must prefer Train over Dust 2 because he's already on 6, and that's what I like to see. He's not letting himself get down. He's just straight back into it. Obviously, practice a little more, and he's doing a lot better. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, everyone has their off days. I certainly have more off days than I have on days. At least it feels like that anyway. But yeah, teams, at the end of the day, they're all a team. And you're only as strong as your weakest player. And some days you'll have someone who'll go top of the leaderboard, next they'll go bottom. It happens certainly in pro games as well. Look at just NIP's roster, for example. You could see one match, Forest will go absolutely ham and carry them with clutches after clutches. And then the next game, it'll be Get Right is doing well while Forest is struggling to break even. Exactly. It just happens. It's CS. Yeah.
We do have a small pause coming in right now. I think one of Mostar Hornets needed to use the bathroom, or they could just be it could just be a tactical timeout. It was just a tactical timeout. You could see him there discussing with his team what to do next, and it looks like we're going to be getting back into the game shortly.
Yes, the match is now unpaused, and we are back in for some more exciting CSGO action. Next time we have a break, you know what you should do, dear viewer? You should check out the City League social and make sure to enter into the giveaway and the City League website to find out more information about our great venues and our sponsor, HyperX.
Yeah, we'll see what that pause has done for Mostar Hornets. They've gone straight back into the game with a force by buying those upgraded pistols down to 2,000, which will allow them to buy into the next round with a full loss bonus, which they have now.
Yeah, we were saying beforehand, we need them to collect their heads, get together, and CS is as much a mental game as it is a skillful game. You can run away in your head, and you can't run away in the match. It doesn't help as Cletus finds a double with that P250. Equalizing is out 2-2.
Senzen did pick up the M4 from that. Oh wow, Senzen with a 4K. Oh, 3K. No, double kill. Sorry. I can't count. That's a great start. I thought he had more than that. Obviously not, but Senzen doing a great job picking up that M4 and just wrapping around the CTs whilst Cletus played basically a distraction game on site with that P250, just picking heads.
Yeah, it was perfect round from them. They coordinated well. You could tell they were clearly discussing. They were pushing to the side of the choke points. As Dixon finds Hubby, Maxu trading onto Dirk. And now all eyes are on Maxu and Tony Montano as they try to hold off this site. They're able to slow down the T's, bring it down to just Cletus. Poor Cletus now in 1v2.
1v2 with only 2-1 health. So this is going to be interesting. 21 HP on Cletus. He does have some utility. He does still have his head armor. But with not much health, it's going to be very hard for him to get back into this round against two fully loaded CT players.
Oh, Tomas may see him. Actually backs off. If he kept pushing there, he would have just found Cletus walking right towards him on very little HP. I think he may actually go check that now. And we'll see Cletus just walking up there. Goes for the no-scope, not able to land the shot. And Cletus knows he's been rumbled. Goes round into connector, where Tadine is sat there waiting. And that round goes to United Bialystok.
Yeah, I was going to say how that timeout seems to have done Mostar Hornets good, but coming straight back into that second round after the timeout, they go and lose it. Admittedly, the upgraded pistol round in which they won after the timeout, that was very well done, but then having the rifles and not being able to take another round following was a bit disappointing from themselves.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're going to be forced to kind of force buyout with Deagles here. That round, though, was just... It was great play by United Bialystok. They were positioned well, and they shot better. I don't think there's much Mostar could have done that round differently. Maybe they need to stick with what was working for them before, which was taking it slower using their set pieces. Try something like that this round, as Cletus does find one on top of the train car. Tony Montana. Dean finding Dick on Dirk, finding the mace for Maxu. Of Noxa. Oh, going wrong for the tease again. Just sends an alert. It's a 1v1. He finds Tadine. Hubby knows where he is, though. And has this orb. He does have to get the bomb and plant it, and he's only got.
Hubby's just wrapping around him.
Yeah.
He has no idea of what Hubby's doing. This is great situational awareness. That is what I love to see from a player. You hear them back off. You know you've got the opportunity to wrap around, and you just take it. You just grab them by the cojones, as Tony Montana would say, and just take that round and take the game. Make it yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I was surprised that Sensen stuck that so long and didn't, kind of check behind him or something, but maybe he just had that, that game sense niggle of, I already know where this person is, they're in X corner, just waiting for Tadine to show himself, or Hubby even.
Yeah, and we're going to see what Mostar Hornets can do into this next round. They can already down to 6 HP. The economy onto United Bialystok is very poor right now. Max is actually having to pick up an SMG in the form of a UMP, and then Tony Montana not even having a main weapon on that CZ. So
yeah, if United Bialystok win this with only one person left alive again, they may actually be forced to take an eco off the back of a win, which would be a rarity, but it's certainly possible. They don't have a lot of money left in the bank. They've got to win this, and they've got to win it convincingly. They do lose one of their members, so they all start to rotate into this A site. Ooh. Beautiful shot from Sensen and Dirk, both of them. Just 2 CTs left. They both got orbs. If you were a CT here, what would you do, Jakey? Would you save or would you push?
I'd certainly be saving a 2v3 situation with 2 orbs. It's going into the last round as well. Now they're going to have to do a last round on basically nothing. They have no money. They're going to have no weapons. They're going to have armor, but they're not going to have the weapons to go along with the armor. So I would have backed off, saved, kept the orbs, and then that at least gives you an opportunity to get back into a round if you have a retake possibility. But now they're going to have to just... I don't even know what they're going to have to do. A miracle, that's what they're going to have to do.
They're going to have to win, that's one thing we know for sure. Mace will be the one who first meets contact, finds Nox's head with a beautiful shot with that code red Desert Eagle. He's going to be holding lone on B site. Looks like Cletus is about to walk next into Mace's trap. Out goes the flashbang. Mace just doesn't see him. Cletus is able to get the kill.
It's one thing I love to see from teams, those pop flashes that are just... It wasn't the perfect pop flash, but it still caught Tomas off, which was absolutely crucial for that peak from Cletus there to get that kill onto Tomas and gain them a bit more map control towards that B site.
Yeah, he would have been a real pain if you've got someone in that position, you don't feel you can push easily down the small ramp, and you certainly can't go up along that long ramp. So it's a needed kill for the side. That's just a shooting barrel, like shooting fish in the barrel.
Wow.
As the T's all line up for the CTs right there.
United Bialystok take the last round of the first half, going into the second half. 8-7 up. United Bialystok will be taking the T side, and we'll be seeing what they'll be able to do in response to the CT side. Now, usually Train is quite a CT-sided map, and we've not seen that come out here. Yes, United Bialystok have come out on top, but it's only been one round. That to me shows that these teams are so closely matched that there's not much that can be done to tilt the table in their favour.
Yeah, like I was saying before, that we are going to be in for a very close, exciting match. These two teams have seen each other plenty of times before. They have learned each other's strats by now, and so they will be ready to take this to the wire. Exactly as we're seeing, 8-7. That's about as close as you can get after 15 rounds.
I'd be surprised if you get closer. That'd be interesting to see.
Yep.
But as you can see, United Bialystok playing quite a passive T side, not going for any information early on. They're just out. As I say that, they push onto the A side.
Tony Montana, though, is snuck behind the CTs. They left no one watching Ivy. And he's about to find himself. He's not about to find himself sense and sense of getting the drop with the USPS. Bomb's gonna start to go down, but Nikon has other ideas and is able to find both to Dean and to Mace. Whew.
Quite a nice round from Mostar Hornets right there.
Yeah, excellent gunplay.
And once again, those USPs showing how dangerous they can be. I can't use the gun personally, and I'm always terrified if I'm facing a CT with a USP. Always terrified. I'm like, I don't want to push him, I'm just going to get domed. And that's exactly what all of those CTs did there. All of the headshots coming out, and just no trouble for them at all.
It's easy to use, you just got to point at the head and click. Nothing else to it.
That's all this game is point at the head and click.
It's a point and click adventure game.
Well, let's see what sort of adventure United Bialystok can do in this round with 2 PT-50s and 3 Glocks. No utility, but it seems to be trying to take a bomb site by force, and the force of Mostar Hornets saying, "You shall not pass."
Senton was actually in a great position in kind of the middle of the blue and the brown train carriages there. If he'd taken, 3 steps forward and looked to his left, he would have just seen 4 Ts lined up in a perfectly nice line for him. But he was holding main, he was ready, he trusted his teammates, let them get on with holding their angles, and that's what you've got to do at this level, trust your teammates, know that they'll do their jobs. Even if it means sometimes you have to just sit there and stare at a wall.
So now we see the first the first buy of the United Bialystok side on the T side right now. Just going for the straight up standard comp of 5 AKs across the board, spread out with some utility to attempt to get them onto onto those bomb sites.
Yeah, and Cletus actually is the one who pushes up, finds himself Hubby, and manages to dink Tony Montana down to a fair bit low. Not able to get the kill though. And now what do the T's do from here? They're split up on various sides of the map, but it looks like they are going to get themselves ready for an A push from various angles. 5 CTs are left alive. And they still have plenty of utility, especially on Dickon.
Yeah, and damage being done all across the board to the T side. 1 player and half, and Tony Montana on 18, but still doing work. Ooh.
Those are some key picks for the T's. Allow them to get into the site. Now they've just got to, get this bomb down. And Cletus, he's in a position to deny them this. Does turn his back right as Tony Montana pushes round though. Bring it to a 2v2, and the bomb's going to go down.
That's a nice prediction from Dickon to actually predict that Tony Montana was going to wide peak that angle towards connector.
He's Dean able to find the kill, just about.
Going down to 4 HP in the process. Surprising that Tadine did not pick up that kill onto him. It would have been quite doable if Tadine actually managed to take away those last 4 health points onto Senzen, but alas, they did not. Mostar pick up the round, and it looks like United Bialystok are going to go for another force buy. We're seeing a lot of that from them tonight. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to think of why they're doing it. To try and they're almost forcing themselves into this position of making the game harder than it should be. They don't have the utility. They don't have the head armor onto Hubby and to Mars. It's quite an awkward round to play with no utility and no head armor, because you've almost got to play as if you're a CT. You can't rush in. You've got to wait for the enemies to peek you. And on the T side, it's unaffordable time lost if you just have to wait and wait for the CT. And that's all United Bialystok are hoping to do.
Yeah, and you know, that helmet is much more important on the T side than it is on the CT. You know, the standard issue weapon for a CT is an M4, which is not a one-hit headshot with armor, where it is if you have, you know, with helmet, where it is if you have an AK. So it's going to be much more of a difference for the Ts than it would be for the CT, pushing in to enemies who will potentially be landing those headshots.
That's a nice wraparound from Tomas.
He's pushing. They found themselves 3 kills. Cletus, Noxer, and Dirk falling with that lovely wraparound. And now it's down to Dickon. Finds himself Hubby. Not able to see Maxu though. There's a bit camouflage there.
I think United Bialystok were making a point then. I don't think they want me to talk about their force buys anymore, because they've just completely proved me wrong. Going in there, taking the gunfights, and just obviously showing what they can do with them, and taking the round and giving them an opportunity to get back into this round. And what's this that's come out from Mostar Hornets right now? Interesting.
One of the odder buys I've seen. I think they're going to go for a force round. I think they just wanted to protect Sensen, so I'm assuming that's why they've all bought these random pistols, but you never know. It works out for Cletus. It may work out for the rest of them.
Tony Montana getting 3 HP as well, but Nox are just getting wiped off the server with that AK.
Dickon finds 2. Not able to choose which of the 2 targets he wants to shoot, so in the end chooses neither of them. Shoots in the gap. Will fall, ascends and finds the mace. Cletus Maxu and Tadine trading that one.
Now the T's are completely split up right now.
Yeah.
A bit of miscommunication coming out, I think, there. Maybe Tadine was trying to play a bit of a distraction play on the B-bomb site to allow Tony Montana to get onto the A-bomb site, but now they've met up. They've both taken the A-bomb site, and it looks like it's going to be a retake play from Mostar Hornets.
Yeah, which, you know, they do have the advantage here. The T's are very low, and Tony Montana able to fall through the wall. Gun peeks around the corner to Dean though. Nice boost up onto the thing. Lets him get 1 kill, but not the vital 2nd kill. And Senzen will take that round. Mostar 11-9 then. Starting to build up a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, we're seeing some weird wins come out right now. That round from Mostar should not have worked, but somehow they make it work with 2 Deagles and an MP9, an AWP, and I think a USP was on the final player, or a P250. And somehow they beat a fully armoured, a fully rifled, a fully utility United Bialystok. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm speechless almost. It's
absolutely
insane.
Like, crazy strategies seem to be the order of the day here, and they seem to be working.
Yeah, I wonder whether we'll see them for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Dirk finding Maxer. Yeah, no, I can't remember which team ran it last season, but one team ran just Julies. They ran five Julies in a crab train, all crouched.
That is a scary thought. You're basically facing a negative at that point.
Yeah, it was yeah. It may have been 2 seasons ago, but it was our bottom place team going up against our top place team, and top place team, they decided to handicap themselves a little bit.
If you're not having fun, you're not playing the game. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely, and both teams had fun. Everyone seems to have fun. That is definitely, I'm pretty sure it's even in the rules. You must have fun.
You must have fun or you're not coming back, okay? Okay. But no, United Bialystok, two left in the form of Tomas and Tony Montana. I don't think if they go for this, I'll be very surprised. They have a little bit of utility, but with that little on Tony Montana and the AWP of Tomas, unless they get a nice early pick here, with 17 seconds on the clock, it looks like they're just going to save into this round. Oh, Tomas does get a pick. And look at those rotations. Look at those rotations. All 3 players from the A-bomb site instantly go to B. That's
that
great.
would have been an excellent strategy if Tony Montana was the one with the gun. With the bomb, sorry, but of course he wasn't. The bomb was the one getting the distraction picks at B. So they do just have to save.
I'd imagine they're going to go for a partial buy into this round. Nope, they go for a full force. Interesting, okay. Again, it's the strange strategies that are coming out on top tonight, so maybe we'll see United Bialystok take this round and have an opportunity to get back into it. But saying that, Senza just showing no respect to United Bialystok, pushes through the smoke onto Ivy and wipes Tony Montana off the server with his M4. Tadine also going down on that A-bomb site from Cletus with his AUG, showing that it can still be used and can still be very dangerous. Hub B also going down. Wow. United Bialystok just having no opportunities to get back into this round and back into this game. It seems Mostar Hornets are running away with it and they're not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, it's 12-9 now. It's time to build up a little bit of a bigger lead. Certainly a far cry from the start of this half when, it was 8-7.
Yeah, it was a very closely matched going into half-time, but it seems they may have had a little bit of a sit-down and a talk about the CT side and how they're going to go about it, and it seems to be working very well for them.
Tamace, coming down from this pop dog very silently, will do a weapon switch, which means the CTs know where he is. Noxa heard it, calls it out. Cletus sees him as well. Bomb control then going now to the CT side. Max comes in behind them, not able to do any serious damage though, falling to Sensen.
He nearly does get that double lineup onto the 2 players that were towards Electric Box, and then even peaking Sensen. Sensen was on very low HP there. I think 90 in one. Even one landing 1 bullet would have killed him there, and it would have gave. I think was it Tadine in that last round? Sorry, Tadine an opportunity to maybe save a weapon.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, whoever it was, gave them the opportunity. Anyway, Vicon is in a great spot. Only able to find 1 though. Before going down, to Dean finding Noxer as well. It's just up to Cletus now. Slow down, anchor the site. He does exactly that as he finds Maxo, bring it down to just Tony Montana now. 1v3, 0 versus 3. Mostar Hornets pick up their 4th round in a row.
Yeah, and it's very close to game point for Mostar Hornets. I don't think that United Bialystok have much of a game plan when it comes to them losing consecutive rounds because the economy there was very unbalanced. You had some players on $7,000 and I think the lowest was on 4,300 there. So it's very mixed matched how they're buying into each round, and I think that's something they need to work on if they want to perform better into these games.
Yeah, 9-14, maybe a bit late to start making these kind of crucial changes now, but better late than never, I suppose.
Certainly, but if they do return for Season 6 of the CSGO League, they could hopefully make those changes and start looking at their economy a bit better.
Noxa finds 2. Not able to get to Dino. Sends him through the smoke.
And that is Mostar Hornets moving on to match point. And if they do win this round, they do secure their place in the semi-finals next week, and they will be facing off against. I think it will be New Guys Jablanica because Reload Prague did drop. It looks like they've dropped out of this season.
Yeah, not sure who it will be, but we'll certainly find out the semi-final results. At the end of the night, all of them will be revealed. And you can find all the standings, previous match results, and next week's fixtures over on the City League website. City League GG. As well as more information about our sponsor, HyperX Memory. It's Dirk sees someone jump over him, not able to take the shot though. Nothing will be committed to memory for United Bialystok.
Tony Montana is burning in that pop dog position. Goes down to 44 HP. Surprised he didn't get out of that earlier.
CT is able to find themselves 2. Maxu finding Dirk. Not enough as Noxa rotates in, and that will be Maxu to finish them both. Caster's Curse, thank you. Alright, bringing it to a 2v1 now in favor of the T's.
Let's see if Maxu can get this ace. Do they know where he's coming from? They don't, but he does. Maxu checking the pop dog position, pulls out a lovely ace to bring it back to 10 to 15, and maybe giving United Bialystok a little bit of hope into this round, into this game.
What a way to save your team from match point.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think Maxi was one of the ones who performed quite well last week for United Bialystok in their game against New Guys Jablanica. But he seems to be quite an anchor for this United Bialystok team, along with Senzen and Decon for Mostar Hornets. They're all playing extremely well right now and showing what they can do and how they can actually dominate and take on the opposition teams without almost any trouble. And Tomas is just slow peeking into this Ivy position against that AWP on Senzen. Ooh, the drop on low ramp. Oh, wow.
Dickon was too busy walking around. He just wasn't set and ready there. I think that was his issue.
Due to that little bit of noise that Tadine made on B bomb site, they did actually rotate 2 players over there early, therefore leaving an opportunity for the T's to take the A bomb site, but they didn't seize that opportunity. But look at this position from Maxu. They're not expecting it. Oh, he looks away at the wrong time. The timing is a pain in CSGO. It always seems as soon as you look away, that's when you get peaked.
Or as soon as you change to a nade or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And there we go. Mostar Hornets close out the game. Quite a convincing win in the end. And yeah, it's quite disappointing for United Bialystok. They played rather well. Sadly, they just lost their momentum towards the end of their T side, and ultimately Mostar Hornets shut them out of the game and out of that map. Well played to both teams, and we look forward to our next game. What do you have to say in regards to that map? What key points would you take away for both teams?
I think it's definitely up to up to United Bialystok, to work on their kind of lost rounds, like you said. When they're 4 down or so, I feel like they kind of get in a small panic. They feel like we need to win this, right? Let's buy, we'll win this round. Oh, we lost. We'll buy, let's win this. Oh, we lost. Let's buy, oh, we lost. And they just get stuck in that kind of cycle. And, tactical pauses are great. Each team gets 2, I believe, per map in City League, so use them. There's no point not using them. Pop them, have a chat, kind of grab a drink, maybe even just stand up, stretch your legs, sit back down again. if that's all it takes to kind of just reset your kind of mental state and go, right, okay, back to basics. What do we need to do? We need to save. Right, let's save. We lost. Oh well, we saved. Okay, let's buy. We won. Excellent. Great. So I think that's definitely something that they're going to have to take away and work on.
Yeah, and after that game finishing, we'll shortly have the Hub Leuven facing off against Hub Valence. But before that, let's take a quick second to talk about our sponsor, HyperX. We do currently have three giveaways going on currently, and then one more that will be happening in the grand final broadcast of both LoL and CSGO. Obviously, HyperX sponsoring the City League, great, and just providing us with all these goodies to give away to our loyal viewers who come in every week and view these matches and hype up the teams and just overall provide a great spectatorship. And yeah, HyperX, the winning teams of both the LoL League and the CSGO League will receive a set of HyperX Alloy FPS RGB keyboard and a Pulsefire Surge mouse for their victories of their leagues. And on that note, I think we're going to go to a quick break whilst we get the next match up and running. So we'll see you guys shortly.